Hi folks, Bob Collins for Diver Supply. In this video, I'm going to be answering 3 questions sent in by viewers just like you. So stick with me. So to answer question number 1, Scuba Pro's Super Nova DUD or stud, I'll tell you in a second. This is made out of a product called monoprene, not monoprene, and same material that the Nova was made out of, but some huge improvements here. And what we're going to see is some things like you can separate the fin and the foot pocket by taking this little spacer clip out right here. The pair of fins comes with a tool to help you do that. It also comes with a couple of extra of these spacer clips that go in there. And when you look at the unit, it feels a little bit stiffer than, to me, the originals, because the originals, there was a Gorilla and a Standard, and there's no Gorilla or Standard in this one. Like I said, it only comes in black and or white, whereas the Nova comes in a bunch of different colors. So not only can you disconnect it, you can adjust the fin strap tightness. There's a pin right here that comes out, and when you take that pin out, you can move the strap further forward to make the strap tighter, or move it backwards. So there's 3 location holes that you can adjust the fin on both sides to be able to adjust your strap. For me, I love the strap, and I'm a big fan of bungees. And of course, you've got a big finger pull, which makes it nice to hook your thumb in. Even if you've got gloves on, you can get your finger in there. There's a really nice pad, so when you put this up on the back of your foot, if you tend to have a little of it on the tendon, then it's not so painful as some of the spring straps and some of the other stuff that happens to be out there. Now, this is an extra large. When we look down here at the blade, as we go down, we're going to notice that the rails, connection rails, are further apart than what's on the Nova. They also appear to be a little bit thicker. I didn't measure it, but they appear to be a little bit thicker. And when you look at the side, let me see if I can get this so we can see it against the red. When you look at the rail, it, like I said, when you right through here, this is where the old ones used to break, when there was an accordion here and an accordion here. And I actually had a pair that did end up breaking, but Scuba Pro replaced them. Now, the latest Novas are like this, accordion on the bottom, straight on the top. So when you take a look at this, you'll see that it seems to be a little bit more substantial. And the reason it's like this, when this fin bends and this accordion closes, it reaches what they call an attack angle that is perfect, supposedly, for scuba diving. Now, when you look at the blade right here, we're going to see that we've got these real tall rails down through here, and those help the water be directed off the end of the fin so it doesn't roll over. And when you look, we've also got the wing. So this is something new that's on the Nova that's not on the, new on the Super Nova that's not on the Nova. So you got this rail, you've got a skeg again to help direct water off the end of the fin, and you're basically, I call it like a wing tip like you see on an airplane. And when you look at it from the end, you'll notice now this wing tip not only goes up, it also goes down. And if you look at the bottom, then you can see that, and the skeg extension is here on the bottom. And when we look right here, this is a cupping material, and there's a rail that runs around here that helps keep this relatively stiff, but this is a flexible portion of the fin, so that as you kick up, it causes the fin to turn down like this, and as you kick up, you can see it has a certain amount of flexibility in there. And that's all about keeping the water moving off the end of the fin whether you're in a down kick or an up kick. One of the things I want to point out right here on the bottom is you're going to see these friction pads, and this is really nice if you're moving across a boat. You know how fiberglass, especially when it gets a little salt water in it, tends to be a little slippery. You're going to notice that there's some holes in the bottom, and that is to help when you put your foot in. It makes it more comfortable if you are kicking, and when you kick down and you have a little water go in between the foot pocket and your booty, it goes right out here to reduce parachute effect. So if you ask me, dud or stud, I think it's a stud. All right, question number 2 is packing. Now, packing the Axiom versus packing a jacket style BC. How do they compare in packing? Now, this happens to be in the little preamble there, you saw a bit of where I went around the store and I grabbed some of the stuff, but this is the Akona Chelan. It's a really nice travel bag, and back here it's nice because it's got rollers, it's got stiffeners here on the back, and I weighed this before I started the video, and this thing weighs about 8.5 pounds. It's pretty good size. I did not necessarily look up the cubic feet that it stores, but that'll be in the description down below. When you take a look at this, there's a big bag on the front here. This is big enough you could put a rag bag in here. Of course, when I travel, I take my rag and my computer in my carry-on. I don't check it, but if I'm at the hotel, I'm getting ready to go out to the dive boat, I might have my rag bag in here. Up here, we've got another pocket, and this is just zipped open at the top. And in here, open this up so you can see it's open just from the top, and there's a connection point in here that you could hook your keys or whatever you needed to in the top of this bag. Pretty nice. You've got a nice handle on top. If we open this little zipper here, there is the extension handle that makes it nice and easy to use as your roller, and then it's got a zipper cover. Some of the bags you see out there that have those, they just leave them bare, and to me, this is a better setup. This has 2 handles, one on each end. If I unzip it, it unzips 3/4 of the way around. And in addition to that these 2 little bags, there's a little water pocket deal on the front. If I open this up, you're gonna see it's very minimal inside. I like that because if there's dirt or sand or wet, it just keeps everything from getting all nasty and such. There's a stiffener here. The bottom's got a kind of a form bracket down here that keeps everything nice and neat. There are some connection straps in here that you could use to keep everything nice and snug. And if I loosen these, because what I'm gonna do is the Axiom that I pulled, a large Axiom I've got laying over here, you saw, and I've got a large Glide, pretty simple, packing, just fold it over. I tend to put the bottom of the BC toward the bottom of the my travel bag. Everything fits in pretty decent. This is pretty nice. Still has plenty of room down here at the bottom for a pair of tall booties or whatever. Plenty of room up here at the top. There's probably a third up here at the top that I could put my shaving kit, that sort of thing in. Of course, I take my regulator on the airplane with me along with my dive computer, so I don't put that stuff in a check bag. Over here, this bag's got a big pocket here for a fin because we don't have to put the fins inside the bag. And of course, like I said, that's an extra large Super Nova. You can see there's plenty of room in here for that. And we have some tie-down straps here to secure this. So you can see how that fits in pretty decent with all of this room here at the top. So that leaves about a third. Now, let's grab the Axiom. This is a large Axiom. And one of the nice things about the Axiom, it utilizes the tank strap and the valve strap, and the strength of the tank, that becomes the backpack. So you can take the Axiom, and in actuality, you can pretty much fold it in half. Now when you put it in the bag, and I push it down here to the bottom, fold it over, I still have room in here for some large booties. I wear a 13, but tall booties in here. And then I've got basically half of this bag for my clothes and other items that I want to take with me. So that answers question number 2 about packing the Axiom versus a jacket style BC. And the other question, or question number 3, is on the Scuba Pro Novas. And the answer to that is I had them in the pool the other day, and they are neutrally buoyant. So that answers question number 3. So I want to thank you folks for visiting the channel. If you haven't subscribed, reach down there and hit the subscribe button, please. I also want to thank Michael and his wife, Anne-Marie, from Montreal, Canada, that stopped in to visit on their vacation down here to Florida. It was a lot of fun meeting them, talking to them. He came in, said he watches the videos, and so we were able to visit. I answered a bunch of his questions. It's such a pleasure when you folks come and stop at the store and say hello or send me comments. Like this video is based on your questions. So I hope you enjoyed it. Again, I'm Bob Collins for Diver Supply. As I always say, dive safe out there. Thanks for watching. And put it in here.